We're back up and running. We were watching, at the time of the crash, the Generation Gap, the Tuesday edition with Zach and Phantom. So let's just pop back on over to the very best of the week with the Generation Gap, Zach and Phantom Low, right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Because you just distilled the agony of being a parent. When your kid is not in the house and they're in situations, do they remember what you've taught them, or do they just go, "Whoa!" And that's
I guess that's
basically
true.
that's basically what you just told me. So again, a fraternity that doesn't need any more bad looks, which is the NFL coaching fraternity,
Right.
and they get another
Especially more racist
one.
coach
And that-
looks.
Yeah, I mean, it could.
You're going the exact opposite.
Worse. Yeah, it couldn't be worse. And before we leave football, just one thing. You know our Indeed.com for quarterbacks line.
Who? Yeah. Is there anyone?
I got
new?
one call.
Okay.
It's from the 206.
I don't know where the 206 is.
Seattle.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait,
and
not from the organization?
well, it went to our looking for, how we, looking for a team, press 1. If
Yeah.
you're looking for a quarterback, press 2. This went to the team line.
Wow. Looking for a
So,
team?
And again, I had never gotten anything from the 206 before. I thought the 206
Wow.
was kind of a blocked area.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I got it.
Send him over to the.
I don't know.
I know where I want him to go.
That's just a mess. There's not a lot of situations where a quarterback is so closely identified with a city.
Right.
Maybe a half dozen. Ben, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Brady when he was in New England,
Right.
and Russell Wilson.
Right.
Basically, maybe I missed one, but not very many. So for that call, and again, it could have been his wife. We don't know. Remember what wives do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have to be careful. But it's just an interesting call to kind of open an interesting topic there that we will be following as we go along on the generation gap. So I had to bring that up.
Yeah.
and let you
Well,
know.
that's
Yeah.
weird. That's weird that we got a call from there.
It is very weird that we got a call for there. Not weird is my situation vis-a-vis the NBA All-Star Game. I wanted to talk about this the last two shows I've been on. Last Thursday I forgot, and yesterday with Stones I forgot. But I have to declare once and for I'm boycotting the All-Star Game this year.
Wow.
I mean, we can
I love it.
We can discuss it, and we'll discuss. I want to have a discussion on who should be there, but having the actual game has become so problematic for me. Just kind of following along. I mentioned before that every day I wake up and I think they're going to go, okay, we can't really have it. We're going to cancel it. They're going so far the other way. Today it's protocols for everybody who goes, how many guests you can have, how often you have to do testing. It's a mess. Plus, the season gets over, the first part of the season gets over on March 4th. The All-Star Game is March 7th. There's going to be games again on March 10th. Okay? That's 6 days, 7 days. You have people going from one location A to B to C. So 3 different locations, 7 days, a bunch of people around them. That's just a mess. Just to get the game on.
Yeah.
And they're going to do the All-Star Saturday night now pregame, and halftime is going to be the slam dunk.
Oh, so they did make it halftime.
So all of that stuff is going to be happening, and it's just why not just give people a couple of days to go home? If you're going to do this, they might as well go home, and not do this. Plus, I think there was a game postponed. I think it's the Spurs and Detroit. I think postponed today. That's the 25th game that's been postponed. The Spurs have 4 positives.
I saw that.
3 games postponed. 2 for the Hornets, who played the Spurs on Sunday. That's close to 30 games postponed. When are they playing those? They're starting the season again on March 10th. Are they having it end of the season and then make up those games? That's 30 games. That's a lot of games.
That is.
I mean, that's at least 4, obviously, for San Antonio and maybe more. And at the end of the season, that's going to be huge. So I just think this is blatantly not in favor of the players. It's blatantly against the best wishes, but best, things as far as the players are concerned. It's against their best interest. Definitely. It's putting them in danger when you don't have to. And trying to turn all these things around so fast, it's just, it's so blatantly against them. I just can't, I can't watch it.
Against the players and their families.
Absolutely. And the other thing.
And their children.
Back to football for just a second, absolutely. There was talk about a 17th game. They're going to change the schedule
Why
and make
would
it
they ever
17
do
games. That is blatantly against the
Right.
players' best interest. So I am declaring right now, if they do that, I will pick 1 week during the season, and I will not participate. I will boycott 1 week of the NFL season as well.
Why don't you just boycott Week 17?
I can do that. If that's
Yeah.
the one you pick, I'll do that. Sure, no problem.
That's your boycott.
That's my boycott.
They're not getting your TV revenue money.
I'm boycotting. Well, that's the only reason they're doing this is for TV, and if we don't watch it, we can just go, look, we don't, and I know that most people just go, well, I just want to see them play. Well, what they're going through, and Darren Fox talked about it a couple of weeks ago, what they're going through just to play a meaningless game. If go online today and read the protocols for people that are in the game, or if you're going to be a guest, or it's just mind-boggling. You need a lawyer to come in and tell you, now here's what you have to do. You're testing like 3 times a day. You have to test before you leave and test again the next. It's just a mess. So, I mean, why go through all that? Obviously not the best interest of the players. I'm boycotting.
I like it. No, I like it. I mean, there's really no point to play. Like I was saying, the All-Star games itself don't really mean anything as much as the title of being an All-Star.
Being named to the All-Star team, and again, we'll talk about it right now. Being named an All-Star this year, you can basically retire if because this is going to be very, very, very tough.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox was the guy we talked about it vis-a-vis the West Conference All-Stars a couple of weeks ago.
Boop. You got the boot.
Well, he got the boot in the West Coast, okay? And usually the past dozen years of NBA, you say, well, he should just go to the Eastern Conference. Everybody makes it over there. I think it's harder to make the All-Star team in the East this year than in the West, because if you look at it, follow me now. You got 2 guys from the Bucks, right? 2 guys from the Celtics.
Right.
You've got 2 guys from Sixers.
Right.
You've got 3 guys from the Nets.
That's 9.
That's 9. You've got Bradley Beal.
That's 10.
That's 10. Okay, so there's 2 spots left. We haven't even really looked at anybody yet. There's
Trey.
2 spots left. Okay, you've got in the backcourt Trae Young and Zach LaVine.
Right.
Both
and Malcolm Brogdon.
And Malcolm Brogdon and probably somebody else somewhere. That's just in the backcourt. Remember,
Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler I was putting in the front court, but he can be either one. In the front court, you have Domantas Sabonis.
Bam.
You have Bam Adebayo, and you have Nikola Vucevic.
And Jimmy.
So all 4 have been All-Stars.
Right.
All 4 are playing at an All-Star level.
Right.
And I know Vucevic will be the one that gets
why hasn't anyone swooped him up yet?
Well, because he's on the worst team. That's why he probably won't make it. But I mean, we watched him when he played against the Kings.
Amazing.
I don't care how bad his team is. That guy's amazing.
Why has no one swooped him up yet?
I think that's probably the machines are in motion.
Okay.
That's probably the big. I think probably we've been talking a lot about Harrison Barnes, but I think Vucevic, if somebody thinks they can get him, that would be the guy, because I think again
he can shoot it.
There's 2 spots open. 2 spots open in the East. Vucevic, Adebayo, Butler, and I forgot Sabonis.
Who
those 4,
all deserve
those all deserve it. Plus Trae Young and Zach LaVine, and probably 1 or 2 others that I'm not even.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle just had 44 last night.
Right.
Plus, there's somebody on Toronto. If you figure out what they're doing over there, Fred's doing a great job. So it's really hard to make it on the Eastern Conference squad this year. Now we look at the West. You've got the 2 Lakers, obviously.
Well, not anymore.
Well, that we'll talk about that too.
2 Lakers.
2 Lakers and 2 Clippers.
2 Clippers.
Okay, so that's 4, right?
2 Jazz, probably.
2 Jazz, which makes 6. Yeah, definitely 2 Jazz.
You've
got
a Nugget.
Steph and Joker. That's 8, right? Okay, and
Dame.
Yeah, Dame makes 9, and then we talked about this last time. I think there was somebody else too that.
Oh, we had a 10th who was a lock.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in a second. But then you have the group, Luka. Then you have the group that's 10. So the 10s on both sides
are pretty solid. You're not going to get.
Yeah. So, but in the East, we listed 7 guys who, if they were named, you'd go, oh, good job, way to make the All-Star team. In the West, maybe not quite as strong,
4 or 5,
but still Devin Booker. And the shows that I've been listening to is the old school is really big on Chris Paul.
Right.
Because of what Phoenix has done. Phoenix is like 17-9 or something.
Yeah, they're like 3rd, aren't they?
It's insane. So they could easily have 2 guys named to the team. I don't know that it'll happen, but they could have Booker and they could have Chris Paul.
Right.
And there's SGA is still around.
SGA.
And obviously De'Aaron Fox and some others. So De'Aaron Fox probably, as you say, gets the thumb. And if you want to take Anthony Davis, since he'll be injured if they have a game, if he'll be out, And that's easy to slide Chris Paul into that spot.
Right.
It's easy for those guys to do. So that becomes those 10. And then De'Aaron Fox is going up against Booker and SGA and guys
And Brandon Ingram.
and guys we talked about. And Zion, who
leads the league in points in the paint.
he has 23 and a half a game and about 7 rebounds, which I always think he should have more rebounds. But still, you can't really deny him. If it's an all-star game, there's going to be people who want to put him in there, right?
Rightfully so.
Right. But, I mean, does he deserve to be there? His team is 11 and 16, I think.
Doesn't play
Does he
defense.
deserve to be there over De'Aaron Fox, over Devin Booker? I don't know, but he luckily for those guys, Zion isn't voted in because that would be really bad because that kicks a spot out, right? So I think De'Aaron Fox probably, especially since the Kings have fallen on hard times, as we'll discuss, maybe he's a little bit on the back burner right now, but he could come back there. And like I say, the competition doesn't seem to be as strong as it would be if he was over in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I like that. I haven't really sat down and listed the East.
Yeah, well, Zach, you might want to sit down and list the East because it sounds like your dad already did. Welcome back to Stones Radio Networks. It's Stones McCoy here. The toy is taking a break, I guess. I don't know. He took off. But we did get the audio on the Mixler fixed, so I do apologize for that. But all the audio has been resolved. So you're looking live at the studio, and you're not looking into that, what I like to call the Netherlands red light district of the Phantom and Zach. We did try to set them up and change up their studio a little bit, which you'll find out in the last clip for today. But we'll see what happens. I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I will now set up this next clip, which Mr. Toy, please don't do that. Remember where the okay, so don't do that.
I was trying to be careful by doing that.
I know, but then you made it look like we were on a wave or something.
That was cool though.
So don't do that.
Can't
so
handle that shit on straw acid, man.
we're gonna set up the second to last clip, which is the Unscripted Podcast. Unscripted Podcast can be heard every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 9 p.m. on Stones Radio Networks. This particular one, they were talking about Tatis Jr.'s big-ass contract. Don't know if you heard about that.
I did, like $340 billion or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it rolled into a conversation I don't know if you and I have had, but a conversation I've had many, many a times, and that is about the notorious Wade
B.I.G.?
Boggs and
Wade Boggs.
his flight across the United States and how many beers that some bitch can drink.
Yeah.
So
I love Wade Boggs.
Do you love Wade Boggs? How much do you love him?
He's legendary. He was my favorite third baseman when I decided to start playing third base.
Oh, well, then.
So I love that guy. And then his appearance on Cheers at one moment in time was outstanding.
Yeah.
And then I heard the story about he likes to kick back and throw back a couple of little brewskis on the way across town.
That's right.
You know, hey. He's a full representation of Boston.
Yes, he is.
Which is why it was terrible that he got on a horse and rode around Yankee Stadium when he got his World Series.
Oh, anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the unscripted guys. We have a show coming up soon.
I get that, but just to mention that, that's where my non-love for Wade Boggs came from.
God. Okay, well, we could do that on our show, but we're not doing that here.
We will.
We're setting up these guys.
But I'm happy for them to find the legendary Wade Boggs. So he is a legend no matter how you feel about his time in New York.
That's right. Unscripted, here you go. This is their take on the whole Tatis thing and Wade Boggs. Here you go, right here on Stones Radio Networks.
What did you have about Tatis? I want to hear this.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Fernando Tatis, baseball, got $14 million or 14 years. 14 years.
$340 million.
So
how old is he when this ends?
23.
38.
So he's 30.
38.
Yeah, like 37 and a half, 38.
I don't get these big ass contracts, bro. Like, why would you not sign him for 5 years for $200 million?
Does it even
I don't know.
Does it save you money?
Why would you not?
It saves
probably
the team
in taxes
money.
or something. It probably
does it?
I think it saves the team's money because, well, think about it. 5 years, 200 million is, do the math for me. $40 million a year. 14 years, $340 million.
And they're taking in for inflation and new deals and what's going to be the market 15 years from now. But
Twist the thing on the side,
Man.
my guy. To the right.
This thing?
Up.
I mean, it
Up.
makes
There you go.
it's
Yeah.
best of both worlds. You could do
Yeah.
that if you could do that in football. I mean, people would do that too. It's just you can't.
They do. Patty.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's the only one.
He's the only one, yeah.
It's the longest contract ever, isn't it? For
Yeah,
football?
it has to be. I've never seen a football contract like
10
that
year?
before in my life.
Like that's unheard
And the
of.
thing with baseball is, like, it is kind of no salary cap. If I can get him now.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause think
I
about-
can, I can
I
have him
get-
forever.
Right.
I mean, if he really is raw for the next 10 years, it's worth it. But I don't know. I don't
He's
get
not, yeah, I know what you're
like
saying.
if he gets an injury, if he falls off, if like there's so many different
Yeah.
things that could happen by the time he turns 37, bro.
And you can't offload him if he shits
No one's
the bed
picking
the
up that
next 5
fucking
years.
contract.
Yeah.
No one's picking him up. If he's decent, you can offload him. But why do you want to get rid of him if he's decent?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so basically the Padres have handcuffed themselves. But in their eyes, they're thinking, we got the best player in baseball for the
Yeah.
next
It
10
could
years.
very
Yeah.
well play out greatly. you
Well,
know?
think about it. When A-Rod signed that contract, like the 12-year whatever it was, I mean, the Yankees got like 5-6 years of fucking A-Rod. So,
And
I
I
mean,
don't
I'm
know
sure in
this
there- I'm
guy.
sure-
But that's my thing. Why would you not sign him to a 5 or 6 year deal
well, think about it. What if
and then
what if
renegotiate
Tatis
at the end?
What if Tatis or A-Rod wanted this? What if Tatis gets hurt after in the 5th year of that contract? What if he wants the 14-year deal so he can have the totality of the 14 years of money? That's a different thing too. Is these players want the money? Same thing in football. They want the guaranteed money because who knows what their body's going to be like at
Yeah.
31.
Yeah.
Is Tatis going to tear an ACL at 31? Knock on wood. I don't want him to, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I get
he was
it.
a free agent. It wasn't an extension, right?
No, he was not a free agent.
Oh, so it was an
It
extension.
was a straight up. You're on a minor league. You're on. He was probably playing for like $900K last year. I bet.
Okay.
I was gonna say he was probably making just above the
Yeah.
league minimum.
I mean, great for him. It's just, it is very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
He
it's
probably
great
was
for
still
him,
on his
but-
draft money. He 100% was probably still on his draft money.
I don't know his personality at all. I haven't really paid much
He's-
attention.
yeah, I've seen him in the
Total
commercials,
great guy.
But
Total,
yeah,
like,
I mean, if you
franchise guy.
find your guy and he's a great guy in baseball, it is a sport where you can offer that. And then think about it. I mean, if you wait too long, you can become the A's and watch all your players just leave.
Yeah.
Just every
Well,
fucking
they
time.
got Machado locked up, and they signed him to a mega deal. That was that 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And look, I bet you in the Padres' eyes, they're like, "Fuck, we got the best left side of the infield for the next 10 years."
Yep.
Like, who touches that? Who touches that left side of the
And
infield?
just think, I just thought of this. Think of the jersey sales. Just the
Yeah, there
jersey
you go.
sales alone for
Right
the next
there.
however many years.
Especially with Machado being a former Dodger, he's already has love in that area.
Mm.
So he's going to be
I forgot he went to the Dodgers for that rental
Dude,
season.
Yeah,
who else
they
did they
lost
get?
to
They
the-
got
it was the cheater season. They
Was
lost,
it the cheater season?
They lost the cheater season.
And Machado choked, didn't he? He did not play good in the
no,
playoffs.
he
I
did
remember.
not play
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
I think he struck out to lose the World Series. If I remember
that was against
correctly.
the Red Sox.
Oh, that was the Red Sox
Yeah.
one. Then
Chris
maybe
Sale,
it wasn't
or-
the cheater World Series. Maybe
Well, the
he
Red
was
Sox
gone.
cheated too.
Fuck
Oh
off.
yeah, they
No,
were.
didn't.
They were.
They all
big
cheated.
trash cans too.
The only one who didn't cheat was the A's.
Actually, no, they were the Apple Watches. Red Sox
Yeah,
had Apple Watches.
but-
Was that the one?
But
Yeah.
but that investigation, they said nothing was really like conclusive about it.
Oh yeah, it's the Red Sox.
Dude, that
It's the
investigation.
Red Sox. You can't. You
Who's
can't.
investigating that?
The investigation took like
Hey, investigator,
forever.
how would you like to have a $5 million check go into your bank account
Yeah, right.
this next weekend
I
and
didn't
say
find
that the
nothing.
investigation's over?
That's what happened to Astros too. They go, "Oh, he's suspended for a year. Okay, our coach is suspended for a year, and we
And then we're just gonna hire him back.
yeah,
Or no, AJ Hinch, he got hired with the Tigers.
Tigers.
He got
yeah,
a new
yeah.
job.
He was. I just saw he was getting
Yeah, I'd
interviewed
get out of there,
the other
too.
day on one of the ESPN shows. I don't remember which one.
See, I can't. That's what I'm saying. That's why you need to bring back steroids in baseball because baseball doesn't care about cheaters anyway.
No, they
No.
don't.
No.
Let's just cheat in
What?
a more exciting way.
Think about it. It would be like the
Yeah,
PGA.
literally, a more
Yeah,
entertaining,
exactly.
a more entertaining
It's-
way.
It's not exciting for them to know that a curveball's coming.
It's just like the Patrick Reed PGA, like moving your ball thing. It would be like if guys did that on the PGA Tour, they found out, caught him, and
And
said
then didn't do anything.
didn't do anything about it.
They maybe said,
They
"Oh,
they
you're-"
suspended their caddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But no, Patrick Reed's still playing in the Masters.
Yeah.
Like that's what the equivalent is, and then what message does that send to everyone else on the PGA Tour? I could fucking do that
Obviously,
and
they
get
don't
away
give
with
a
it.
shit. Yeah, you see, Rory just got elected to the whatever bullshit.
The whatever bullshit, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember what it's
Golf
like.
the
Players
golf-
Association.
It's,
Golf
it's,
of Fame?
It's one of the Players
Golf of
Association or
Fame.
something.
No, I don't. Actually, they do induct people in the Golf of Fame while you're still golfing, or while you're still.
Yeah, Mickelson and Tiger are both.
Yeah,
in it.
I was gonna say they do it while you're still in it. But
Same with Ernie
Makes
and
sense.
fucking
deserving.
hella the dudes.
Well, we got a few Hall of Famers right now. I mean, DJ's a Hall of Famer, Spieth's a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, Brooks is a Hall of
Brooks,
Famer.
yeah. JT.
That's probably the only.
No.
Well, Rory, but
No, not JT.
not JT yet.
Not yet. He will be though.
If he gets to 2,
I'm
yeah.
gonna confidently say that
If he gets another major, you're basically in.
Yeah, that's the thing. And well, I mean, obviously, like you got to have the stats to back it, but they're such well-liked players that
Right.
it's just because they're such a big
Right.
person and the shit they're gonna do off the course too. You know, like everything combined, they're gonna be like, yeah, you're in the Golf Hall of Fame. Hop in.
Yeah, the more that's the thing with the golf too. The more popular and likable guys, like you know what I mean. The more likable guys you have in the Golf Hall of Fame, the better.
Yeah.
You don't want, like I don't know, like Patrick Reed's good, but you'd rather have like the equivalent of Patrick Reed is like another guy with one major like JT. You'd rather have JT because he's likable.
Yeah, exactly.
And golf is a lot. Golf is a lot
John
about
Daly in the Hall of Fame. He's got to be.
He has to be, dude. He only has one major. Oh, he has
That's
2.
the crazy pants
he
guy,
has
right?
two.
Crazy
Yeah,
pants guy,
yeah,
big
yeah.
chunky guy who
Fucking
used to.
Yeah.
rips it.
He rips
Love
it like
that guy.
300, and we all thought that he was like the next Jesus. And
Dude,
then,
he literally played like half his tournaments shit-faced.
yeah, he
Oh, yeah,
literally
he
hits the
looks-
ball.
He looks drunk when he's swinging.
No, he does. He looks like Trump when
And
he's
he's
swinging.
pure, bro. Did you hear that one thing? He would like played the front 9 sober and shot like 2 over or something like that, and then he went
Gets fucked
and
up.
like pounded a beer or something or a couple beers at the turn, went and shot like 4 under on the back.
Hey, yo, give me a shot, dude. What the fuck is
That's
this?
not Boggs. Who's the old Wade Boggs?
Wade Boggs,
You know
yeah.
the stories about Wade Boggs?
Oh my gosh, like 300 beers on a
It
plane.
was like 31 beers and 2 whole fried chickens, like 2 of the whole Cornish like game fried chickens
Yeah,
on a cross country flight, and then he went 3 for 5 with like 2 doubles and a home run or something.
That's insane, bro.
that had to been such a fun flight. Just like, hey, yo, Wade,
As a
you
teammate,
need another
yeah.
one?
How you feeling?
You want another one, bro? Like, he's like, yeah.
Yeah. I bet you he wasn't even drunk. I bet you just like, yeah, I'll have another one.
He's
Yeah,
probably
I'll
just
have
one of those dudes that you never know is just fucked up. Like
This
you can
can-
tell he gets fucked up, but it's not like he's just like sloppy.
That's
like,
a
you can
different
just-
kind of animal.
Dude,
a person that
100%.
can kill a 30 rack in one
and just
sitting,
be chilling.
like within 12.
Cross country flight, yeah.
Yeah, within 12 hours, maybe even 15 hours. Like that's.
A cross country flight's like 5 hours.
Oh, so he killed it all on the flight.
Yeah, I
He
mean
killed-
it'd
he
be like
killed it on-
going from Boston to LA is only like 5 or 6 hours.
Fucking shotgun and you got a shotgun like at
Well,
least
I
a few of
guarantee,
those.
I guarantee you those first 10 did not even touch his throat at
Yeah.
all.
Like,
Oh no, he's
yeah,
just
just
fucking
suck him down.
All right, boys, let's go. And 5 beers just gone right there.
I feel bad for that airplane toilet.
Yeah, me too. Fuck. He probably
Jesus.
ripped that.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
probably just walked off the plane and was like, all right, boys, let's go to the hotel.
Didn't even-
all right.
yeah, after the game,
Where are
he
we
just-
going, guys?
After the game, he had a few more.
I could pick up another 30 racks up by the gas station.
Oh yeah.
Baseball
what
has a
does he
whole bunch
do
of
that night after. Fucking 3 for 5. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Back at the
That's what I was gonna
hotel.
say. Hey, you guys want to go out for dinner? It's on me.
Yeah. Hey, let's go
Jeez.
get some fillets and some beers.
He was so good. The baseball stories are
That's-
awesome.
that-
Baseball's
yeah.
the sport that where you like Doc Ellis, the guy who took acid and then threw a no hitter.
Yeah,
He said
that's
he-
crazy.
He said he couldn't tell the pitch, and he couldn't tell if the batter was right-handed or left-handed. And he had a no hitter with like 3 hit by pitches and like 6 walks or 7 walks.
That's insane, but that's hilarious.
Bro, he probably was seeing him in both batter boxes.
He's like, yeah, is it a righty or lefty? I don't know.
He's like, fuck, I better throw a strike because I'm gonna hit one of them.
He goes 0-1 count. Ah, fuck. He usually calls a slider here. Let's hope he did. Let's hope he put down slider.
That shows you how good those guys are.
Yeah.
Like that he could be on acid
He's
and threw a
tripping.
no hitter. Like, yeah, he had walks, hit a couple people, but still, the fact that he didn't give up a single fucking hit.
And,
Right.
and no one was like questioning, like, is he all right?
Is this
Like,
motherfucker on acid?
oh no, man, he's hit a couple people. He just doesn't have it today.
Other than that,
Like,
he's fucking
other than
dialed.
that, yeah, you think he's chilling.
His control's just a little off. He's fine though.
That's hilarious.
A little rushy
Little
in the
do you know,
bullpen today.
he's seeing fucking machine elves behind him, and
They're doing cartwheels behind the
he's
fucking
like, "What
umpire.
the fuck?" He's having like a total out of body DMT. Like,
And that's what I do. I just end it like that. What? I mean, what's that? I mean, we're back, I don't know. Put your headphones on and unmute your shit. And what were you saying?
I'm asking if anybody knows about the presence of Dion yet.
No, nobody knows about the presence of Dion.
Fantastic.
All right.
Because she's going to play a prominent role in tonight's episode.
That's right. 6 p.m. Pacific.
I didn't put that on there. I'm sorry. I
Well,
needed my characters.
It's like I said, it's going to be closer, probably 6:15 Pacific, because we still have
Can people hear us right now?
Yeah, we're live. What's wrong with you?
I didn't realize that we were
This
talking.
clip ended. I have to set up the next clip.
I
and-
didn't know that yet.
Well, I mean, what do you think we do in this place?
I don't know.
Welcome to Stones Radio Networks, everybody. Stones McCoy here with my buddy Toy.
Thank you, Steve.
And and we're gonna set up the final clip. What you guys just heard was the Unscripted Boys again. Wednesday 7 p.m. Sundays following Stones and Toy right around 9 p.m. On Stones Radio Networks. You can also find us on YouTube under Stones Radio Networks. You can find us Twitch currently under Coffee Boom, which is Miles Coffee's Twitch account. I do have a Stones Radio Networks Twitch account. I just haven't gone live with it yet, so we will be doing that shortly. And Facebook Live and all those other places. So super fun for the entire family if you really, really want to get into it. So finally tonight we have the Generation Gap's Thursday show.
Yes,
And-
which I thoroughly enjoyed. It
Well,
was.
I hope you did.
I did. Of course, I did. Because they got into some funny stuff, and Fant and I have had conversation post show about their topics. And,
Yeah.
Again, brilliant topics that they got into, but one of which that I'm sure is part of the best of is coming up that we'll talk about later.
I'm just going to tell you right now, it's Knights and Dames.
Okay, there you go. Yes, the American knighting, if you will. If we were to do that here in the United States.
I find it odd, but they came up with a great topic, and they ran with it, and they ran so far with it, they put people in it that I'm still very concerned for
So am I.
their well-being.
So am I.
But I want you guys to all listen closely. This is the Thursday show of
Yep.
the Generation Gap. Stones and Zach live on
Stones
Radio.
and Zach
Or Phantom and Zach on
Gosh.
Stones Radio Network. Dude, I've
trying
been
to steal the thunder.
Oh, it's my network. Y'all can
And plus,
kiss.
plus that would mean that you're responsible for some of the members on that list,
That's true.
and you don't want that.
I don't want that. I don't want to. I want any
You
part
let
of that.
them do their own thing on the Generation Gap.
Do their own thing over there on Generation Gap.
But like we've said in our disclaimers,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it runs on every show or just ours.
No, just ours.
Oh, it should run on all of them
No.
except for the last part, except
Okay.
for the last.
Yeah, the last
You know
little
what
bit.
I mean? That's why I paused when we recorded it, was because
Yeah.
I wanted it to be able to cut right there.
Okay,
You know?
all right.
But again, the shenanigans and thoughts and ideas and those expressed here on the network are those solely of the host of that particular show.
Do not
So-
reflect any part of the Lincoln Potters Baseball Club LLC.
Or us.
To be honest.
Or
with you.
them, or whoever. But, it's like Miles and Dylan unfortunately got mixed up, but they were responsible for the whole Andy Reid thing.
Yeah, they're
Okay?
and
So
still are.
They have to wear that, but that's not Phantom and Zach's fault. That's
No.
not your and my fault.
No.
That's on them.
That's
You know
on
what I mean?
them.
And
Yeah.
they can say that, but hey, don't look at me.
Take
I
it up
didn't
with
say-
them.
I didn't say it.
Take
so whatever.
Take it up with them on Twitter.
Right.
All right.
So please, without further ado,
Have to get to the main event.
Okay.
The main event, inspired by you.
I didn't know we were doing this, and I like
We
it.
are doing this today, inspired by you. You said to me, if I remember correctly, you said, who would be American Knights?
Right.
Because we're fascinated with the Brits, of course.
We are.
We have Sir Elton, we have Sir Paul, and we have Sir Ian McKellen, all kinds of Sir Patrick Stewart, all kinds of people. They give people awards, and the ultimate one for somebody of that nature is the knighthood.
knight,
There's an
the
Order
sir.
of British Empire, and there's all kinds of other ones, but they build up to the knighthood. So you were saying, well, you tell me.
Well, I was just like, well, what if America had a knighting process, and who the hell would even be knighted?
Yes.
That was basically my
That was
point.
the genesis of it, and
Right.
I think I made a list of 1 billion people, so that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
So I decided that we were going to go by the Baseball Hall of Fame rule, which is the first class has 5 people,
right.
and we were going to do just men, but again, this is 2021,
2021.
so we're going to do sirs and dames,
And dames.
5 of each, and we both have come up with our list. I have got 1 million guys. I've got 500,000 ladies. And I think if somebody gets a vote from both you and I, they are automatically in.
Okay, I like that.
And we have our first class will be 5. Do you want to go ahead with your first one?
Well, first of all, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. So I'm gonna have to
13 men.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you're gonna have to go ahead and
whittle.
prioritize.
Right. I know.
So
I have a few that I think are good locks.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead then? Because it's your thing. Why don't you go ahead with your first
All right.
guy?
This is kind of what I'm thinking when I think I don't know, just American knighted
For accomplishments and achievements.
See, I don't know. I guess we'll go Morgan Freeman first.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I think Morgan Freeman has done a lot in the sense of film and in the sense of everybody likes him a lot.
Yes, he's very accomplished.
The cancel culture for me came in big on this one because I can't pick any politicians. I can't pick any people that are that big. I can't pick any billionaires. So it's, I don't know.
Well, I agree.
think the cancel culture in this is closely tied.
It is. I think I didn't have any politicians. Just
Right,
like
I
you.
didn't
I
either.
think on my list I do have a couple of gentlemen with a lot of money because they do a lot of public service and stuff like that. They're not
Okay.
in my 5, but they are on my list.
So I think Morgan Freeman's a good, safe kind of knight.
Okay.
I think he's a safe, just first pitch right down the middle, just get it over.
So that out of your 13, and he's definitely one of the top 5.
He's
you're
definitely one of the top 5.
saying. Okay. Then I'm going to start off with, it's weird because this is the guy I put in the tweet to kind of illustrate what we were doing, and that's Denzel Washington.
Okay. Well, okay.
Now, do you have Denzel?
He's
on
in
your
one
list?
of my 13. He didn't make my 5. He's in one of my 13.
Okay, but he still gets a half.
He still gets
for
a half
that.
vote.
So 1.5 votes. So I have Denzel Washington because
Great,
of all the
yeah.
reasons you have Morgan Freeman.
Right. Denzel is.
I think Denzel is he is one of, if not the most decorated actor that
And
we have.
he also
and he's
portrays
Denzel.
portrays guys like Malcolm X.
He
and
does it all. So I have Denzel.
Okay. I have a lot of athletes that I have, but I think this athlete is a for sure.
If you have it and I have it, then it's in.
Okay, Michael Phelps.
I have Michael Phelps as one of my first 5.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
So
He's
Michael
in.
Phelps,
Michael
the
Phelps is in.
aquatic one, is the first knight.
He is
that we
the
have.
first.
He's the first
Michael
one
Phelps is the first unanimous knight.
Sir Michael.
Sir Michael Phelps,
Now,
welcome to the knighthood.
Way
sir.
to go, Michael Phelps.
All right.
All right. I don't know if you're going to agree with this one, but I've got to do it because of his service to the art. I've got to put Bob Dylan in there.
Okay. He's not on my list.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's
the arts is obviously
Right.
one of the
Big time.
groups we get from a lot of
Huge.
these people from. And when you're talking about American solo artists, I mean, there are others, obviously, but I think going back, the Morgan Freeman rule, going back to the quote-unquote beginning, I have others, but I think Bob Dylan is my first.
Right. I have a few American singer and entertainers on here, but
Okay,
I think
sure.
I think Bob Dylan's better than mine.
Okay.
Let's see. My third one. See, this is when I start to get iffy because I think I have 2 slam dunks. See, this is tough. This is really tough.
There's going to be
I'm
there's
not
a
gonna
lot
do-
of people.
I have 2 modern day goats that I'm not going to say in this top 5 just because.
Wow. You said that, and I just remembered somebody I didn't even put on the list.
Right. I mean, I want to say them, but they're not in my top 5.
Okay.
And they're Tom Brady and LeBron, who I think will, but I don't think they can be in my first class right
I
now.
have them in my group, but I did not have them in my 5.
For the
I
same
agree with
reasons?
you. Basically, actually, I went even further than that, and I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, basically
Okay,
for
so
the same reason.
so I have those 2 because I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, shit, they're knights for sure in about maybe 5 shows.
in some point, yeah,
in 5 shows.
maybe next year the 5.
Yeah,
the 5.
maybe they can get in without the logjam.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Morgan Freeman. I have Michael Phelps. I'm gonna do another athlete, and you might have this guy. I don't know. Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, I have. Yes.
Okay.
I have Willie Mays. I'll just break down my athletes right now.
Okay, let's just do that.
I had Tom Brady and I had LeBron, but I didn't have them in my final group.
Okay.
Because I do think that longevity has something to do with this. Because if we're doing it the way the Brits are, they wait till somebody's got to go kind of build their way up.
Right.
So these guys are on the knighthood path.
Path.
I had Willie. I would have had Hank, obviously, if he was still alive.
Still alive.
But I also had to put down, and I also have to put down Bill Russell.
I have Bill Russell also.
So, I mean, it depends on how you look at it if you want to put both of those guys in.
Right.
But I really think Bill Russell has to be there because, as we've talked many times on the sports show, of what he endured, of what he dealt with, the kind of
Big time.
the kind of voice he was for social justice and all that. I actually think Bill Russell deserves to go in first.
Okay.
To be
I have
honest
Bill
with you.
Russell in my 13. He was knocking at the door of 5.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with
You
putting
okay?
him in. I'm fine with putting Bill Russell in.
All right. So we've got
Michael Phelps,
Michael Phelps and Bill Russell,
Russell.
and part of Bob Dylan.
part of Bob.
Okay.
Go through the rest of your athletes really quick because I'll go through mine. I have 2 more.
Let's see. My athletes, I had Kareem.
Okay.
And actually, that was the only other one I had as far as athletes. Willie, Bill Russell, Kareem. I didn't even put Michael Jordan down here.
I have him,
And
but I wasn't.
Don't
gonna-
know. Obviously Michael Jordan is like a step on the
Above?
rung above
Yeah.
Tom Brady and LeBron.
But under
But
maybe
I got
Bill
him
Russell.
under Bill Russell.
I agree.
Because of Bill
I agree.
Russell, everything we've talked about it many times. He's the most. I mean, they make life stories of very fast. I mean, maybe Denzel can play Bill Russell.
Right.
Because, I mean, would be a tremendous, tremendous story. So I think we agree with Bill Russell. What else do you have in sports?
I had Tom, LeBron, and MJ, Michael Phelps, who's in,
Yes.
Bill Russell, who's in, Willie Mays, and I had Jack Nicklaus
Jack Nicklaus is an incredibly good one.
and Carl Lewis, ?
Carl Lewis, I mean, I think we definitely would consider Carl Lewis in the Michael Phelps sense.
Okay.
But I think those two, Jack Nicklaus is probably your better one.
Okay.
For me, I can't put Jack in over Bill Russell.
Okay. And so we have who's in already?
So
Denzel's in.
Denzel,
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps,
Bill
and
Russell.
Bill Russell.
Okay.
Yes.
My next one is Larry David.
Larry David. I had Seinfeld on my list. I didn't have Larry David. I think the world of comedy is not going to be represented on my list.
Well, I'm
Right
talking
now.
about a classic family show of Seinfeld that everyone watches, that everyone knows.
I'm not going to say anything bad about his
but not just comedy, as far as TV show and popularity and the love of the people.
You know, that is an area that I didn't really go. I had Jerry Seinfeld. I had actors, and I have more singers than I have actors. I kind of
Really?
I have actors in the women.
Right.
I don't have a lot of men actors. I mean, I have. I'll throw it out now. I have Tom Hanks on my list.
Okay.
I thought he will be one also, but I kind of gave Denzel his spot.
I think I would too.
So that's the way it is with him. And I had Jerry. But I don't have any other actors.
I had Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson is another really, 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 really good one.
So
I think you put him in the back burner. We have 3 now,
we have
right?
3.
And
I just gave you 4, Larry David. On
yeah,
mine.
I'm not taking Larry
Okay,
David.
that's fine.
But I'm
Who's
taking Phelps, and I'm taking Denzel.
and Willie.
No,
Or
Bill
Bill.
Russell, and I got like a half a foot in with Dylan and half a foot in with Jack Nicklaus now.
Okay.
I think Dylan. Well, we'll see.
Okay. What's your number 4?
Man, So Dylan's in. We've talked about Willie. We talked about Denzel. We've talked about Michael Phelps. So actually, this is my last one that I have, and this one is actually an emblematic one. This person is not only for what he did, but for what a lot of other people did in his job that aren't recognized, and that's Buzz Aldrin.
Okay.
Because of Neil Armstrong and John Glenn and all those guys. And what I thought Neil Armstrong died a couple of years ago. I didn't realize it, but I just think that
You're right.
area needs to be represented. And Buzz Aldrin, God bless him, is from what Wikipedia told me is 91. But
Wow.
he's still around.
Yeah,
So before he's not around, I want to go ahead and get him in there because I think that's an important.
I don't
thing.
have Buzz Aldrin, but I'm more than willing to put him in there.
Okay, so that gets us 4.
My 5th one. Okay, well, I'll do my showbiz guys who I threw one of these at you a few weeks ago and you kind of turned me down, but I don't know many other American entertainers that I think the average person would know and likes like that.
Okay,
and that's,
before you do that, let's just say, okay, now we have 4. We have a pool with Bob Dylan and Jack Nicklaus.
Right.
And now we're figuring if these guys that you're going to name and then I'm going to name are going to move into that pool
Right.
in competition for number 5.
And these two both, I don't think, are anywhere close. But this is Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen. Or do you think either of them would be close?
I think Bruce Bon Jovi, no, but Bruce Springsteen, yes.
Okay.
Because I think that Bruce Springsteen is a Bob Dylan in training in the longevity sense,
Right.
and the way he represented Americana too.
And we're back. Best of the week on Stones Radio Networks, and that was the POS show. Or, excuse me, that was the Generation Gap with Phantom and Zach Lowe talking about the Knights and Dames, the class of 2021. If you want to know more about these shows, you want to hear them, you want to go back to the archives, visit StonesRadioNetworks.com. Anytime you want, you can get all your shows there, or if you miss a show and you want to never miss a show, obviously, go to iTunes, download Stones Radio Networks, or follow us there and get every show on the network as they come out. And there is my buddy.
Here I am. I'm sorry. I was actually listening to the Knights and Dames clip outside before I was doing a little bit of my pre-show prep.
Pre-show prep?
And I was trying to talk myself out of, amongst many other things, really diving into the content of other guys' shows because, again, as previously stated before the clip, that is their takes. And as I think about certain things a little bit more, I really could spend time. And that's their show.
Yes.
And if they wanted to talk to me about it, then they would have me on to talk about it. But that's not my fucking thing. So I'm done with that.
They'd probably call you.
They did, but I will give them this, man.
What?
They had my fucking attention the whole time.
Yes, they did. And
So,
they're good. And they're
they
great
are very
guys.
good.
I mean,
They're
we're talking
very
about
good.
the legendary Phantom. I mean,
Of
come
course,
on.
that's why he's a legend. I mean,
So-
he's a natural, and he's a fan of my son. Even has a scooter that is kind of like, what is this, iodized or whatever, painted, and it says Phantom right on the side.
And he
So,
rides it with pride, doesn't he?
absolutely, he's got to represent it, baby.
All right, well, we're going to be back here in a few minutes. I got to just reset some of the equipment and everything, so stay tuned. Stones and Toy, these two fat fuckers, are going to be coming up next on Stones Radio Network. So stick around,
Donuts.
and we'll have some fun
Indeed.
after these messages.
And switch over. Bye.